All right, so this is step one of the entire process. So I'm going to go obviously step by step and break down every single detail and my thought process behind it, which will hopefully give you some insight into how to get all of this started. So I should preface that I actually I took down my beat store for about a year last year to start focusing on other things and getting back to the music. Because one thing about running a beat store is it's almost like a full-time job in itself. You're essentially setting up a digital storefront and you're solely in charge of running it, operating it, marketing it, creating new products. And that's a lot of work. So I learned at the very high levels of running and operating a beat store that it was a full-time job, and I wanted to kind of fall back from that and commit to other things that I was interested in exploring. So now that I've done that and I kind of created a foundation for that, I want to get back to the beat store because I think there's a lot of value in it and it's great passive income as well. So I took down my beat store for about a year, but just relaunched this month. So the sales are still climbing, but I'm definitely going to get it back to the point where I was before, which was well into six figures, generating about $10,000 to $15,000 a month just through selling beats online. So this is step one, which is uploading new tracks to your beat store. So obviously, if you don't have a BeatStars account, highly recommend getting one. That's the platform and service that I use. I think they are light years ahead of any other online beat selling marketplace. So go ahead and get you a BeatStars account. It's super affordable. Even if you go with the subscription, which I think is like $20 a month, it's well worth it. I mean, you sell one beat lease and you've already made your money back. So it's definitely worth the investment. Once you get your BeatStars account, you want to make sure that you, number one, set up all your payment information so that any sales that happen go directly to your PayPal or your Stripe. So get all of that taken care of first. And then the second thing that you're going to want to do is set up your pro page. So this is basically what my beat store looks like right now. This is the pro page. You have a nice looking like banner at the top. So that's the second thing you'll want to do, is make sure that you kind of create an aesthetic for your beat store. This is going to be really important to kind of just leave an impression on people that visit and do business with you. So creating that aesthetic. I made this graphic myself. I've been doing graphic design for a couple years now. It's something that I only do for myself. I don't offer this as like a service to anyone else. So don't hit me up asking about that. But if you are not a graphic designer, then you can go to Fiverr. You can hire someone for like very cheap, 10, 20, 30 bucks to make you a banner. I think BeatStars has a couple templates that you can use from graphic designers that have already kind of created that for you. And so, you know, just go with something that you feel like fits your aesthetic, is unique. I like to kind of highlight the things that stand out about, you know, customers coming to my beat store. They see, oh, he's a 6-time Billboard charting producer. These are some of the artists that I've worked with, and so on. And it kind of has a color scheme too, which is nice. We got the light blue going on. So I made that kind of consistent throughout. And you can customize basically everything on this page, from the text up here in the headline to the size of the font to the colors of the buttons. So really, really nice. You want to just spend, you know, maybe an hour or two just customizing everything so that it looks, you know, aesthetically cool. If you scroll down here, you got your mailing list, or you got your contact where people can reach out to you, and you have your licensing info. And then here are all your tracks, all your beats that people can listen to. And then all the different pricing options and license options. So that's pretty much the pro page. Now, the beat that I'm going to upload today guess I'll let you guys hear it just so you can follow along. Hard. I love this beat. I've been waiting to upload this. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is go up here to my media and then click on tracks. And then click on this little plus sign. This is gonna take me to the page where I can fill out all the metadata for this track. So I named it Temper. And who do I hear on this? I kind of made this one with Earth Gang, JID, and let's go with Pearl Sweatshirt. Now, I didn't just randomly kind of think of those names, you know, like I mentioned before in my golden rules of selling beats online, you want to kind of figure out your demographic, your target audience, or your target artists. And these are 3 artists that I've definitely done well with before in the past. I have several beats. I put out a lot of beats in the past before with in that same kind of lane, targeting those specific artists. So I'm not just like bouncing around to different types of artists, even though it might fit, but I'm going with these same 3 because I know that people have discovered me before through searching these artists. So that's how I came up with that. Second thing I'm gonna do is upload the WAV file. Boom. So that's uploading now. And then I want to also offer stems, which is a track out version. Already got that in a zip file. We're going to upload that there. So that's uploading. And then also, this is just a personal preference. This part is audio file for streaming. So anyone that actually clicks on the beat on your beat store and listens to it, I don't necessarily like having the tag all throughout the beat, even when they're just streaming it and not obviously after they purchase it, it's only going to be in the intro. But even when they're streaming it, I like to just go with the original version with just the one tag in the beginning. And that's that version. So, you know, that's optional. You can leave that one just as it is if you want to. Cool. It's going to go with the default image, which is my profile picture. Got a nice little smile there, you know. And then we come to the selling preferences, which is like the basic license, the premium license, premium with track outs. And you can set the prices for these as however you want it. I've found that generally for a basic license, we'll go for anywhere from $20 to $40 for a basic MP3 license. You know, obviously I'm at the point in my career where I've had a couple of nice placements. I have that name and brand recognition. So I just bumped up the price a little bit. So I'm selling mine for $60. Premium license, $100. Premium with track outs, which includes the stems, is $180. So those are the price points that I hit. If you're just starting out, or if you don't really have that many credits or don't have any credits, then you probably want to lower this just to make it a little bit more competitive with everything out there that's on the market. But again, totally up to you, however you feel. Here are some other options if you want to exclude it from bulk discounts. Let's say if you have a buy two beats, get one free. If for some reason you don't want to include this one in those kinds of special discounts, you can check that, but I'm going to leave that one unchecked. These are self-explanatory. Over here, free download options. Now, this is a major gem. One thing that I did early on in my beat selling career was I offered a free MP3 download for every single beat that I put up. I would highly recommend it. It's almost like when you go to the mall and you go to the food court, a lot of times the restaurants in the food court will have someone standing out there where they give you samples, and that kind of lures you in. That kind of, it gives you a taste and you decide, okay, yeah, I like this and I'm gonna go with that. So this is basically what that is. It's a free MP3 version that people can download. And in exchange for that, you'll notice that if I check yes, it'll open up these options where I can either capture their email address in return, or I can get a social follow on Twitter or one of these other platforms. So totally up to you, but I would highly recommend it, especially if you're just starting out selling beats online, to go with a free MP3 version that they can download. And then they're always going to come back and shop with you more. It's just a matter of time before they actually purchase a license and become a customer, hopefully a lifelong customer. So for now, for me, with where I'm at, I decided I don't want to offer free downloads. You got to pay for that MP3 if you want to get a Kato on the track beat. All right. So next we go to track details. I would say for this beat, definitely hip hop. I think it's like primary mood, say dark. Subgenre, we're gonna go with, sounds like an East Coast beat, like some old school kind of East Coast vibes. And then we'll go with dirty. I like that, dirty. You always want to fill in as much of this as possible just to give the artist or customer an idea. It's 91 BPM. I don't know the key, so I'm going to leave that blank. And then down here, you have collaborators. So this is a really, really useful part of the BeatStars system, that if you collaborated with another producer on the beat, or sometimes even a songwriter, if you're selling like beats with hooks, then you can add them. You just have to make sure that they are also signed up with BeatStars and they have an account. Obviously I made this beat all by myself, but if I wanted to add a collaborator, we could profit share, both on the publishing side and the front end whenever they pay for the beat. And those payments will be split automatically. It'll go to their bank account, it'll go to yours, and it's super easy. You don't have to do any accounting or pay anyone after the fact. So I really like that feature. Related videos, we're going to leave that blank for now, even though we are going to create a YouTube video in the next step. All right, so for now, I'm going to keep this on private. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this as a draft, because typically what I do is I will upload all of my beats for the week at the same time. So like I said earlier, if you're just getting started in beat selling, then it's probably smarter for you to start with something that is manageable, something that isn't overcommitting to too many beats where you either get burnt out or it gets to be too much of a workload for you. So typically I upload 4 to 5 beats every single week, and I upload them at the same time. Now, if you're just getting started, I would recommend 1 to 2, maybe 3 beats a week. I think that's pretty manageable, especially if you have a 9-to-5 job or you have other responsibilities. You might have a family, other obligations like that. So keep it manageable. That's the most important part about staying consistent. All right, so we uploaded the beat. Right now it's just a draft because I'm going to upload a couple more, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of an example. Now, in terms of the domain name, you'll see here, right now, my pro page is just catoproducer1.beatstars.com. I used to have a URL, which was nastytracks.com. People could just go there. It'd take them to this beat store. I do recommend that you get a domain. So if your producer name is, well, let's just use me as an example. What I would probably do is use the BeatStars widget and embed it on my actual website, which is catoonthetrack.com. So all this whole beat store, I can actually embed a little widget on my website where they can just go to catoonthetrack.com and they can see this beat store on my site, which is super, super helpful. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So if you want to get your own domain, whatever your producer name is, and .com it, I would highly recommend that just because it's easier to remember and easier to access for people. So that's basically it. It's pretty simple in terms of uploading your beats to your beat store. The next step, step 2, is going to be all about creating some type of visual and uploading it to YouTube, which is where most artists are going to find beats. The ones that are buying beats online are either going straight to BeatStars or they're jumping on YouTube and searching so-and-so artist type beat. So that's going to be the next step, which we're about to jump into.